Hello everyone, thank you for watching this video. About 2 months ago, I created a video where I sort of undertook an evaluation and a policy analysis of the current Innovator Founder visa. Now in that video, I highlighted 3 flaws that I anticipated based on my personal opinion. In this video, I would want to actually highlight one single major flaw that I have recently identified, after looking further into the document and to the policy behind the Innovator Founder visa, and I wish to share it here with you. Now, in doing so, I will be referring to the Innovator Founder policy guidance for caseworkers, which you can access online. But I will also be including a video footage of one of the individuals in charge of one of the endorsing bodies, Innovator International. Now, before we proceed any further, I wish to provide the usual disclaimer that this is not immigration advice in any shape or form and does not constitute immigration advice in any shape or form. This is merely a matter of personal opinion and a matter of free speech, under my right to free speech, and also just a personal evaluation of the existing immigration policy. So that really is the purpose of this video. Right. So before I go into the actual policy document here, so I will provide a very general overview of what point I'm seeking to cover in this video, essentially the flaw that I have spotted in the Innovator visa. And that is that innovation is one of the key requirements of this visa, along with viability and scalability. And this innovation requirement is quite stringent, so it's very strict and it must be adhered to as part of the application. Nonetheless, when you look at the settlement requirements, which, would arguably, most founders will be seeking to settle later on, one of the key requirements is that, none of the key requirements, one of the optional, requirements out of, the 5 criteria where 2 must be met. The key requirement is that the number of the business's customers has at least doubled within the most recent 3 years and is currently higher than the mean number of customers for other UK businesses offering comparable main products or services. Right, so we're going to look into the caseworker guidance for the Innovator Founder visa, which is accessible via Gov UK. I'm sure you can Google that part, so I'm not going to paste a link necessarily, but let's look into it now. So this is the settlement aspect. Okay, so let's look at the requirements here. Endorsement letter requirement, where the applicant is applying for settlement and their previous permission was an Innovator Founder, they must provide an endorsement letter issued, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so right. Right. So where we are concerned is clause F. So confirmation the applicant's business venture has met at least 2 of the following requirements. So the first one is at least £50,000 has been invested into the business and actively spent furthering the business, or the number of the business's customers has at least doubled within the most recent 3 years and is currently higher than the mean number of customers for other UK businesses offering comparable main products or services. Actually, this is the one where we are concerned with in this video. So the other 3, I'm not even going to go into them, perhaps for some future video when I do some further evaluation. But for the sake of it, this is where we are concerned. So this is one of the options. So one of the 2 out of 5 criteria that must be met for settlement. So the innovation here, as he has actually particularly mentioned, it has to be based on some strong factors such as intellectual property protection. So presuming that the business has obtained intellectual property protection, for the sake of it, we mean by IP protection, we don't mean a 300-pound trademark application or trademarking your name. So we're talking about patents per se. So that's actually the sort of the main root of IP protection that perhaps the Home Office is referring to here. So if a business has that sort of protection in place, how can it have similar or comparable products? This is based on the assumption that the business launches and then a similar company launches later on. If that's not the case, so the opposite scenario where there already is a competitor or there already is a company offering comparable products or services, then where is the innovation exactly? So how can you meet the innovation if there already is one? And if there isn't, and it do apply for IP, how can this requirement be valid later on in terms of offering comparable products or services when your company is so innovative that it has IP protection in the first place? Perhaps something that policymakers could really clarify for the rest of us here.